Hi, welcome to a market analysis video brought to you by the stealthytrader.com. It's Sunday evening, March 15th. So before we get into the charts, I just wanted to quickly go over our website, of which this is the home page. We look forward to hearing from site visitors and our office numbers on the top up here. Additionally, these tabs all have a lot of information to be found. On our homepage, how to use our service, and a little bit about us, including the important disclaimer and our privacy policy. Basic section, market commentary tab, that's where we put up basic market commentary, which is for people who stop by the site who aren't subscribers to our service, our premium products. This is where the content could be found aside from the home page. Services is where you can register for our premium products. Our premium membership, we provide real-time entry and exit alerts. And in a business that is clearly a timing-based business, this is a huge advantage. So definitely click on this link here and see a number of reasons why it really pays to be a premium member. Below that is our follow trade registration. Follow trade is through a collaboration with Ditto Trade, a registered, licensed broker-dealer. And basically, all the information is on this page here. But just very quickly, it's a way of following our actions, but not having to be tied down to a monitor. It's a pretty ingenious method of acting upon our moves, and it's for people who perhaps don't have the time availability to monitor and follow and execute trades during the day. This is a really important tab, significant alerts. In deference to our premium members, we don't put up our alerts, obviously, after they receive them. We usually wait a day or two, or most usually 2 or 3 days. And so you click on this page here and you'll get a chance to see what our entry and exit alerts look like. And we highlight the time that they were sent so you could cross-reference that with time and sales and see exactly how we're doing. More tab is chock full of great menus. The premium section, which you need to have a password to get into. And the premium holdings data table, basically what our positions are, entry levels and stop levels and comments. We love to have people join our mailing list. A lot of people take us up on this offer and click on this. There's also various other icons on the website to join our mailing list. Contact form, slightly different. If you just want to reach out and say, hey, ST, why do you guys do this? Why do you do that? Tell me more about your premium registration. Tell me more about your follow trade. Love to hear from you. And for people who come by and they want to kind of get a better idea of our methodology, this is a 10 commandments of trading, and they're more or less general rules that we've culled over many years of trading that particularly fit well if you're trying to trade for a business and make money. And very quickly here on the home page, we have our most current video all geared up and ready to go. This one came out Friday in the middle of the day, and just very quickly it shows this bottom here, this triple bottom, and this is a big part of what we have to anticipate for next week, which I'll get into in a second. So all you gotta do is click on the play button. If you like what you see there, we'd love to have you come to visit our YouTube channel, which will have prior videos. There's gotta be about 12 there right now. And it'd be great if you liked us. We like that. On the right side is where our premium members sign in. Again, one of those icons to join our mailing list. Click on it and you'll be able to reach us and be part of our mailing list. Our Twitter is a very active part. Our Twitter feed's an active part of the Stealthy Trader process. So definitely follow us on Twitter. I like playing around with little gadgets, and this looked like a cool one. To Google Call Me. You click it, and it more or less calls the phone number that you guys saw at the top. On the right side is our tweets. This was Friday. Again, this is the most recent tweets of ours. Right here in the middle of the page, and I'm not going to go through each one of these, but there are 7 points, bullet points of why we might be different than other associates in the business who purport to provide valid market analysis. This is some of the differentiators of our service. So I definitely suggest reading through them carefully. And again, we love to hear from you if you have questions about anything. We also offer, like I showed before, this is highlights of the premium membership with a link, another link to that. Our follow trade membership with bullet points, another link. We also have a 2-week learning academy where we teach you a lot about trading for a living. We cut the time necessary to learn this in half. It takes years to learn how to trade effectively. It really does. It's a very challenging endeavor. So this 2-week learning academy will cut that time period in half, at least in half. Contact us for details, link right here. And finally, we're very proud to have an endorsement with Thinkorswim platform on Ameritrade. We primarily use it for analytics and for filtering, watch lists. If you don't use Thinkorswim and are thinking about it, we'd love to answer any questions you have. It's very important that you click on this link and use our link that's connected with them. In that way, you can then receive our proprietary pages, which would, again, cut the learning curve in half. You'd instantaneously be set up to view the market the way we do. So that's it for this initial part, our website. Alrighty, so let's look at the chart of the Dow. This is a 30-minute chart, and on Friday, like I had mentioned, we showed a daily chart. So I like to show Thursday, Friday is great. Even Wednesday is great to get a feel for what the market's doing. It doesn't always mean that Thursday and Friday are going to be a continuation of what Monday and Tuesday did, but we like going with favorable odds, and we see an advantage to looking at the market that way. So if we start here, we see Monday. Well, first of all, we had a breakdown from highs that were last week, and this is clearly a breakdown. Last Friday, the market came down hard. Then Monday, right back up. You know, this is not a new story. This it's kind of getting a little bit commonplace for this to happen. Either drastic looking sell-offs that immediately retrace X%, or a market that breaks out to new highs and we're all ready to get our track shoes on, and it just does what this market again is doing. Pullbacks that scare a lot of people, because when is a pullback over? We could help with all this. So anyway, Friday was a drastic sell-off, and then Monday we had a nice retracement of almost all of the move from Friday and Thursday, actually, these highs. Monday, we pulled up to a resistance level that formerly was a support level. This is, again, an important concept to learn, and one that we will teach you in our Trading Academy. This is Monday, late afternoon. Notice these bunch of highs on this 30-minute chart, which just couldn't get through this key level here, 18,040, 50, 18,050. What does that mean? Well, we're not just about giving our analysis of the market. I mean, that's great. There's no shortage of talking heads doing that. We want our members to make money off this. So we have a couple of scenarios where we think it's advantageous to look at short plays when we experience this kind of behavior. We dip our toes in the water. And then look what happened on Tuesday. Bang, right on the open. I'll go quickly to Thursday. The opposite. Bang, higher on the open. We don't like those kind of days if we don't have any position, because it's just more often than not, especially with these markets, you're setting up for a recipe for disaster. But I digress. As I said, we started leaning towards the short side here after a nice retracement move from Friday's sell-off. And then Tuesday, as we had sensed, the market came off right on the open. Our trades were golden that we bought here. Our members did pretty well on those. We went further south on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, surprisingly, did not really bounce in the morning. If anything, it challenged the bottom of the recent bottom for this move since the new highs, around 17,650 area. And there's a couple of bottoms here. Actually, in the last half hour on Wednesday, we closed below it. So this market, or the market in general, is a very contrarian business. Quite often it acts as if it wants to, shall I say, screw as many people as possible. So anybody who was short on Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening in the last half hour, especially after the market acted the way it did on Tuesday and Wednesday, pretty confident this market was going to open lower. If it had, we would have been rounding the bases, high-fiving the third base coach. Because as I said, we kind of we're leaning off first base here with a nice undervalued short play. What happens on Thursday morning? Bang, right off the open, the market goes way higher. Now here's an important point I want to make. The reason why this didn't really affect us in an adverse way is because we are involved in a very underpriced item for the short side. And as a result, even with this dramatic move on the open Thursday, we were still in the money on that trade, which is just a wonderful thing. So we did get out of a bunch. We made a little profit, nothing great. Clearly, if the market had continued like it looked it was going to on Wednesday late afternoon into Thursday, again, we would have been rounding the bases, high-fiving the third base coach. Anyway, Thursday ends with, once again, another rally scenario. What happens Friday? Bang! The first couple of half-hour periods straight down. Now, this is a really important point, and you could see this mentioned in our video on the homepage that was done Friday midday. We got a bunch of bottoms here around 17,635. We have a few from Wednesday afternoon. Again, the last half hour on Wednesday broke through that just to whet every bear's appetite. Thursday, it opened up, didn't take that low, but it touched again another low, 17,620, but it's close enough to the 635 low. And then on Friday, what level held? Multiple times. And a lot of people were leaning towards second base on this little mini pop Friday around noon. What happens? In one fell swoop, goes right back to testing these lows. So net, in conclusion, this 17,640, let's say 17,600 to 650, it's a line in the sand. And it's not I don't think it's just going to happen right either way, right off the open on Monday or even Tuesday. It's a contrarian business. They're going to try to exert as much pain on market participants as possible. So, got some Gmail. And so Friday, as you all probably know, the market took back a lot of their losses. I will just make one little semi-prediction. On Monday, if we open higher and we don't take out the 17,000 or the 18,000 level within the first 2 or 3 half-hour periods, I think we're going to take out these lows, and I will show you where I think we'd be heading on the daily chart. And that could be a pretty substantial drop. On the other hand, if we get a major lower open tomorrow, Monday, and we open down 100 points or something, it's going to be interesting to see because, again, it's a contrarian business. We could very easily trade lower and then later in the afternoon blow through and take out highs. We've seen this a million times. This is another reason why we don't really like to just prognosticate and put out, this is what we're doing, this is absolutely what we're doing. We live in the trenches. We live minute to minute. We're not day traders, but our opinion, should I say, or our analysis of the markets varies depending on what's actually happening. So you could have the most beautiful our video on what the market's definitely going to do, and then as soon as that bell opens at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, or even before that, the pre-market, that could be all out the window. So keep that in mind. Everything that you read about or see over the weekend or at night, treat it with a grain of salt. Ours, I think, is a little bit more accurate, but then again, we defer to the real-time trading. Let's look at some other charts. Okay, so the first chart we're going to look at is Earthlink, ELNK. For our members, our premium members, this is not a new symbol for you. We've done okay with this one. It has faltered at times, but that's okay. We are watching it, and I want to make something very clear. We never, ever, even our significant alerts page, never, ever advocate just going out and blindly buying or selling a stock because you heard about it on the Stealthy Trader, or even now I'm mentioning it in this update. We, again, live in the trenches of the market. So we're going to want to see confirmation during the week. That's why being a premium member, aside from the gratuitous marketing that permeates these videos, it actually is very important, because when we get that signal from our proprietary filters, it certainly helps to be getting into this 470, 465, especially if it's at 540, right? Do you want to get in there, or do you want to get in at 460? Or not getting it all if we feel that the signal is weak. All right, now that I got that out of the way, this is a weekly chart, which is pretty special in Stealthy Trader methodology. Draw your attention to this area here. This is a 4-month area. This is August of last year to December. This is more than last year. This is the year before that. Anyway, either way, this was a basing from this breakdown, and then the classic fake out. Like I said, it's a contrarian business. And then the pullback. Okay, we weren't involved in the stock at this point. Basing, rally, everybody gets excited. What happens? Pullback. Now here's the situation. I feel, especially with this, is a very bullish candle here that happened in November of last year. And I believe we caught some at around 415, 416. And we were able to get out around the 450, 460 area, which ain't bad. It's better than a poke in the eye. So this is how many? This is a month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, roughly 5 months of sideways trading. And we read candlesticks. And this candlestick right here, we love these. So what happens, it's a red candlestick, so it did close lower on the week, opened, took out the 4 area, which, the market loves these round numbers, cut down to 390, got probably everybody out who bought here, and then what did it do? Came right back and closed that week a little bit lower than it opened, which was 440. It closed at 430 roughly. But we love seeing things like that, especially on weekly charts. And then this one is a beauty. This was on February 2nd. But even then, let me widen this a little bit. Even with that, we had another one where you see a similarity between this candle and this candle. These are like dojis, to get technical. Anyway, to make a long story short, we have a bunch of highs around 475. We got this trend line here at 490, closed at 462 on Friday. The volume has been okay. Earnings came and went, so we don't really have that issue to worry about. There's on the 19th, there's a 5-cent dividend being paid. Do we look at things like that? Yeah, sure. But it's 5 cents. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. So anyway, that's ELNK, one that we're watching. The key word there is watching. So the next stock that we are watching is Ampio Pharmaceuticals, AMPIO. So what could you say about a chart like this? This is last Wednesday, and we had a trend line and it broke out. Went sideways, had a little bit of a pullback, and then it just keeps muscling higher. Here's your classic contrarian candle. Chased, I'm sure, a lot of people out. If it means anything, it was low volume. We haven't played this one yet. And then from last Friday afternoon until some Friday, it was up $1. I guess even $1.60 at one point. It closed the day up $1, which is respectable. We are watching this one because there's clearly buying in this for whatever reason. We don't see any news announced. And let's see if we see any earnings coming up. No, we'll have to check on that. Pullback level. By the way, this is how simple it is. Should you decide to utilize our link with Thinkorswim and be able to do this, this is exactly how one of the tools we use. So we're going to create alert here. These are tops here from Friday around 7:43. Close at 7.96. There's no guarantee it's going to get there. Again, the value of being a premium member. We might buy if it opens at 8.50. I mean, every scenario is a different situation. And but this is one of the stocks we're looking at, AMPIO. So the next one that we're watching, again, the keyword is watching, is Microvision, MVIS. This is a weekly chart. Again, have to acknowledge that a weekly chart tends to be a more favorable chart to look at in comparison to, say, a 5-minute or a 15-minute, especially if you pick up on a trend. This one looks great, especially in the last 3 weeks. It's gone from 2 to 280. Now, clearly, there's concern, as you could see, a lot of these, I mean, look at this one. This one can have violent pullbacks, something that we're watching, and every stock is a different scenario. So this is what we do. Look at this move. I mean, this is a volatile stock. We have a bunch of highs here around 280, 285, 283. There's one, there's one, there's one from last week. It closed at 278. We have some degree of a support line, 2.25, but honestly don't anticipate it dropping that low. When I'm talking about all these charts, I'm also, which I'm not showing due to time constraints, we have a variety of other filters and so forth that has to jive with not only the charts. So it's more than just looking at a chart and seeing favorable patterns. So this is one that we're watching, MVIS, Microvision. Again, our premium members will be the first to hear if we should decide that this one is a good risk-reward profile. So that's basically it for now. We do have a short play that is in this screen that you're looking at right now, but I'm going to be a little bit coy about it. Also, a lot of these plays, a lot of these stocks can be like hand grenades. If you pull the pin and you're not ready to throw it, it could blow up in your face. So we don't like to, again, say, definitely do this, or we're definitely going to do this, we're definitely going to do that. The one thing I want to make clear from this video, which obviously is probably already painfully clear, is our analysis is a real-time analysis. So if the market, as I said, opens up tomorrow and takes out, let me get that chart here, takes out the low, then that triple bottom, we have to be prepared. Here we go. Hope I didn't make you guys dizzy. We are prepared should these lows fall. And it could be really exciting. We're looking forward to next week. Thank you for spending any time with us that you do. We do appreciate it. We're passionate about this, and we assume that you are, if you're going to sit through a 25-minute video. Again, love to hear from you. Love it even more if you considered demoing our service. And things are going well, so it would be a wise move. Have a great end of the weekend, and see everybody in the markets tomorrow.